Hi, I'm Fabio Palvelli, and you're listening to GGUTT Talks, GGUTT.
What got you into NFTs right now? What are NFTs for you?
So an NFT stands for non-fungible token, and it's basically a token which authenticity is backed up by the blockchain. So it's like owning a digital asset. To give you an example, it's like Bitcoin. More or less everybody knows what a Bitcoin is. But instead of having a fungible value, so like, you can exchange a Bitcoin for dollars or for euros, the NFT, it's a document. And so you can imagine $100 bill that instead of being $100 bill, it's a contract that authentifies anything. It can be a house, it can be a car, it can be a piece of art.
Music, games, anything.
It can be anything. Music. Actually, I heard a couple of days ago that for the very first time, an artist has sold via NFTs 1 million copies of his album, becoming the fastest platinum artist on the planet, And so it's a technology that allows to move goods around in a faster way. And then, of course, people have to understand that if the good has a certain different materiality to it, like, if it's a house, of course, you're not moving the house, but you're moving the contract a lot faster, right? Than if you were to go to a lawyer and all that. So, this is a technology that allows for things to be exchanged, things that are important. For instance, you can now buy a watch via NFT. I can give you an example. I recently bought a Rolex watch, and this watch has been now, because of the fact that they have to prove it and that they have to look at it, and it's taking more than 2 weeks to be shipped, With the NFT, theoretically, this should not happen because you have all the data ready to go, and within 10 minutes you should get the confirmation that the watch has been sold. And so there are actually quite a few entrepreneurs that are now thinking to use NFTs for watches. They're doing it for pieces of art. If you want to buy a Banksy, or if you want to buy a Picasso, and with the NFT, you actually have the opportunity to then lend your collection digitally to museums. And it's very interesting, yes. It's something that it's happening at a speed that a lot of people cannot even keep up. I mean, myself, I'm in it, and I sweat, when when I get new information, and I feel like it's very much misunderstood still. Like, a lot of people have the wrong information. They don't really know what it is that they're talking about. But that's okay. You just have to allow for people to wrap their heads around it. I remember in 2012, I was offered for a job that I did. I had to be paid $600, and the person that wanted to give me the money said, "Listen, I have 3 Bitcoins. They're currently valued at $900. Can we do that instead of the money?" And I was like, "You crazy. What is this? I don't need that. Give me the money." Today, they will be worth 180 grand.
Yeah, I think you can hear the church bells, but I'm just keeping that for now in the podcast because everyone likes them. So,
all right.
Yeah. So you're touching on, when you say buying, it's the concept of ownership, and people are owning. And when you own something, you kind of have an influence somehow, right? Because you can make a decision and so on. So it's, yeah, I mean, it's being shaped, I guess, in a certain sense. Look, I also try to put an NFT out there because there's like a piece of collage I created, digital collage and whatever. But there's one thing, I think if you create an NFT and you want to be involved in the field, you need to be on top of it. So you can't just put it and just like let it be, right? Especially if you're no one. Like for me, I'm not a renowned artist or anything like that. So how has your experience been so far? How did you get started?
So it would be a mistake to think that it's easier now for artists to sell their art. Like you always have to think in terms of a business. What is it that I'm selling and why are people getting any value out of it? Now, there was a period where February and March 2021, where it was not clear what this was. And so a lot of people with quite big Ethereum wallets were buying everything. And I was lucky enough to be in that first wave where I was able to sell quite a bunch of art because people were just, like, let's get to it before other come and the price goes up. Slowly, this went down because, of course, like if there is no other utility other than art, you're basically owning a work that you could do for, I don't know, an agency or something. So it doesn't really have that big of a value. There are quite a few projects that give you access to very exclusive perks. Like, for instance, if you bought into the Bored Ape Yacht Club, you would have the opportunity to go to dinners for free or to parties where celebrities go, all that kind of stuff. If you think about it, this is for some people important, right? Especially if you live in a city like New York or Los Angeles, where you're trying, to get into the business. Owning something like that has a lot of value. And, when they first came out, these NFTs, they only costed 0.08 Ethereum, which was like, I want to say at the time it was like $120 or something. And now the floor price, it's probably around 130, 150,000, with some of them that sold even for like a few millions. It's crazy, But some of the owners of these NFTs are Snoop Dogg. I think Kevin Hart has some. Quite a few celebrities own these, and it can happen that you go to an event and those celebrities are actually there representing, for the club.
I'm just wondering, for how many sleepless nights did you have after Bitcoin started going up, after missing on those 3 Bitcoins?
Well, that's not the first time that I actually screwed up with Bitcoin. There was a time where I sold my Bitcoin for around 5,000, and literally the day after it went up to 20,000. And I did the most stupid thing that a man could do. I bought again the Bitcoin when it was at 20,000 because I was like, okay, it's going to go up again. And then it crashed. And so it's like I ended up losing a lot of money. And because of that, I said, okay, I'm going to keep away from crypto until the NFTs came back. And then I got a little bit more of an understanding what it means to trade, what it means to hold a coin, what it means to sell, it's a world on its own, put it this way.
Is it something you want to focus on for a while? Or is it something you're just experimenting with at the moment? Or you don't know yet?
I honestly have no idea. Like for now, the only reason why I'm making these NFTs and I continue working as an artist is because I honestly love making art. Like I read it on a meme day that art is the only way to get away without leaving the house, you know. And this is such a it's so true, you know. Like, this is what art is for me. It's a moment where I don't have to think about the bills, I don't have to think about the